Xi Jinping said, "We came here to revere the statue of Deng Xiaoping to show that we'll unswervingly push forward reform and opening up and strive to achieve new progress, new breakthroughs, and new steps in boosting reform and opening up and the country's modernization drive." On December 7, 2012, Xi Jinping paid his first visit to Shenzhen in Guangdong province, the forefront of China's reform and opening up. He vowed, "No stop in reform and no stop in opening up." GDP in Shenzhen is expected to hit 2.2 trillion yuan in 2017, increases 8.8% year-on-year, ranking as the third nationwide after Shanghai and Beijing. Shenzhen is now on the top of the Chinese Comprehensive Competitiveness Ranking and also the number 1 of the Chinese City Attractiveness Ranking. Due to China's reform and opening up, Shenzhen has developed from a small fishing village into a metropolis in over 30 years. After 1960, Deng Xiaoping was acutely aware that China was in a disastrous state. During the Great Leap Forward, the amount of grain produced per person had fallen below what it had been in 1957. Chinese government was seeking a proper way to increase the whole country's wealth. After Deng Xiaoping and his reformist allies ousted the gain of four Maoist faction, economic reforms began. It served as an efficient method for solving the problem caused by Cultural Revolution and Great Leap Forward. For ensuring the revolution to go successfully, Deng Xiaoping visited Guangdong in 1977. It's a memorable time for Shenzhen, for it established its special status officially. In 1994, former Chinese President Jiang Zemin inspected Shenzhen, encouraged the city to enhance its innovative advantage and strive for further improvement, which proved that Shenzhen reform and opening up was successfully going on and was also supported by the central government of China. In 1999, Shenzhen held the first China High-Tech Fair, establishing the city as a leader of high-tech industries in China, drawing business adventurers from all over the country. In 2000, the city set a goal of building innovation advantages to achieve modernization, striving to maintain its superiority in creativity, opening up, industrial upgrading, and legal construction, and build Shenzhen into a model of socialism with Chinese characteristics. In 2007, Shenzhen's GDP was 676 billion yuan, and its export value was 168 billion US dollars, placing it first among big and medium-sized cities in China for the 15th successive year. In 2010, the original Special Economic Zone border control was cancelled, and the Shenzhen Special Economic Zone was expanded to the whole city. The area of Shenzhen Special Economic Zone thus increased from 396 square kilometers to 1,953 square kilometers. In 2015, President Xi Jinping held a conference to approve the establishment of Coco Free Trade Zone. In 2017, Shenzhen ranked 22nd in the new edition of the Global Financial Centers Index and ranked the third in the city's GDP quality ranking. Using only 30 years, Shenzhen had developed from a small fishing village into a modern metropolis. However, such achievements are accomplished mainly because modifications are made to solve problems generated in different stages of the opening up. Before the actual reform and opening up, crisis had already taken place. Due to the disparity between inland China and Hong Kong's living qualities, thousands of young people risked their lives to swim across the border. While other leaders suggested military force as a solution, Deng Xiaoping advocated the idea of enhancing inland Chinese policy. After launching reform and opening up, problems from aspects of politics and economy emerged. Not only conservative officials criticized trivial details like special economic zones' troublesome transportation of goods and lack of speedy development in high-tech industries, wrestling for benefits also arose between people who planned reformative framework and local officials who wanted to exert more autonomy. However, the biggest disputation evolved around political system. Some Western and Chinese critics accused Don for exerting capitalism merely without using its name, and other leaders were concerned about if reformative activities such as encouraging private enterprises and inviting foreign businesses were bringing imperialists back to China.
因为它毗邻香港的特殊的这个地缘优势，使得深圳人呢过多的接受了一些西方文化思想的冲突。
Meanwhile, opinions on orientation of economic development split into two mainstreams. One is Deng's conception of accelerating development and embracing new ideas from the outside world. The other is planned economy and doubtful attitude towards opening up, represented by Chen Yun. In fact, a just-in-market system was indeed accompanied by issues from multiple perspectives. Planned supply system conflicted with demand of a rapidly increased population. Stocks were established in an improper way, which resulted in complaints, and discrepancy followed due to some people who got rich faster than the others.
一些在一线打拼的这些弱势群体，他们的生存无处生存，所以很多人望深圳而兴叹，所以很多人呢，高处不胜寒，离开了深圳，到外地，只能到外地去就业，去打拼。
Even though the reform and opening up policy has caused some conflicts, it forces Shenzhen and its citizens to adjust to the rapid development. Since the Mount Allen blasting in Coco, compromises followed in two different aspects, politics and economy. Politically, Deng Xiaoping developed socialism with Chinese characteristics, which fundamentally increases the external trade between foreign countries and China. In the economic point of view, Shenzhen implements the market regulation price system, applies the price reform and labor contract system, which makes Shenzhen a technological international city.
南下到今天，通过双手的拼搏，把深圳经济特区从一个荒芜的边陲渔村建设成了一个现代化的、改革开放的窗口，建成了今天的这个金融、海洋运输、 外贸出口以及创意文化，还有高新技术产业等等综合发展的一个现代化的大都市。
Furthermore, since the rural area in Shenzhen requested for urban construction, some districts, such as Luohu, Meisha, and Futian, had become villages and city. Under this circumstance, economic development mode, construction, management, and ideology of peasants had to be changed. As it turned out, rural urbanization was actually the right path to follow. All in all, although conflicts take place during Shenzhen reform and opening up, Shenzhen government still tries its best to compromise on political system, coordinate with local residents and inland cities. As a consequence, most of the compromises are quite successful and they bring beneficial results. For example, on the basis of deepening reform, Shenzhen advances Shenzhen-Hong Kong cooperation and promotes regional integration of Pearl River Delta, which enhances the economic development of surrounding areas. Accordingly, to a great extent, these compromises prevent conflicts and deterioration from happening. Besides contributions to domestic progression, reform and opening up also contributes to the world by promoting sustained growth of world economy and maintaining stability in the global financial market.
我觉得我们还要坚信我们党的领导，坚信改革开放的政策，坚信 香港一国两制思想的这种文化前提上，排除一切港独势力的影响，坚定地走我们中国共产党给我们深圳经济特区制定的特殊的经济特区的这种思想政策，让这种共产党领导下的特区的特殊的改革开放政策，引领我们一直向前走。
In conclusion, all the remarkable achievements people made during reform and opening up proved to not only Shenzhen citizens, but also to the world that the sweat, struggle, adversity, and compromises the city had been through are more than worthwhile.